record for my side piece. Hey, I need you beside me. Late night, girl, you know where to find me. Days low, introduce you to the family. Days low, introduce you to the family. Back when I was a young man, I like them girls that was in that Abercrombie. I like them girls that was in that Aeropostale. Now them same girls got in their nostrils. Something done made
I like this.
Maybe it's a fuel
this
from
Jack?
fossils. All I
Okay,
know is that
Jack.
the future is getting
You know
closer.
This
what?
must be the new project.
It's definitely the
I
new
like his first
project. You didn't?
Nah, I hated it.
Let me do a
I
record
hated
for my
it.
side piece.
And
It was very
listened to it.
mainstream. It was very
It
mainstream.
was. He had Pharrell on there. And
Yeah.
everything.
I need you
Come
beside
on
me.
now.
Don't bring Pharrell into this. That man taking strays for no reason.
Hey.
Hey, show him some respect. He designed for Louis Vuitton,
Hey,
okay?
if it wasn't Pharrell, if it wasn't for Pharrell being Pharrell, I wouldn't be Pharrell. You know what I'm saying?
Period. No, that's for real.
Yeah.
And you know what else is for real? The fact that life's better with American Family Insurance because their home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote from an agent simply by going to amfam.com. We got Al on the line. What's up, Al? How you doing? And real quick, before you talk, I just want to reset for our listeners. My hot take was I was basically saying I don't think there should be a set timetable from when you leave one relationship and enter another. And I feel like that's always kind of been, the messaging. Oh, you need a certain amount of time to heal, or you don't want it to look bad, or, whatever it may be. But as Ben brought up, GloRilla shot her shot at Dame, as in Damian Lillard. And people are saying, well, he's still going through a divorce and he needs time to heal and he shouldn't just jump into that. And it kind of got us thinking, like, is there really a set time? And I think a marriage is a little bit different from just a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, but maybe it's not. What's your perspective on that, Al?
Absolutely not. Every car has a spare. And when that original tire go, you put on that spare. When my relationship ended the next day, I was getting them yam, pam-pams, and tam-tams, okay? And I was busting it open for many, many people that day. And even my neighbor across the street looked at me and I told her, come on too. So I say, use the spare when it's needed. You only got one life to live. Live it. Get them yam-yams and pam-pams and tam-tams. Just make sure you take a shower after you get done.
Period, Al. Yes. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to start writing down Alisms. And then I'm going to pull it out of my pocket and be like, yeah, I just got to take a shower. That's it. I'm good. Okay, we're good. We got it. We good. We got the Al pass. Like a hall pass, but an Al pass. Okay, anyway. I'll come up with something better. So do you think that there should be a set time from when you leave one relationship to when you enter another one? Again, I don't think there should be, honestly.
Another one.
I don't think that I was actually thinking the same thing, so I'm hearing. I feel like you can't help who you like, who you love, who you want to be with. I do understand what Rhea was saying, where it's almost like the perception of it all. Like if you're in this lengthy relationship and then you pop up a couple months later on Facebook with a new boo, it does look sus. I'm not going to lie, but there are people who do that all the time. I know people who are habitual relationshipers. Like they are always in a relationship. And those are the people I find sus. Because it's like, why can't you be alone? What's wrong? But then, because, I'm 32 and enlightened. Then I try to tell myself, well, don't be judgmental because you don't know why that person doesn't want to be alone. That could be something that stems from childhood trauma. Exactly. And it's like, now we're going to stay away from, you know what I'm saying? But my point in bringing all that up, you don't know. Dude's waving to himself in the glass. My point in bringing all that up, you don't know what someone needs, what someone's going through, what the relationship was like. What if they're coming out of an abusive situation? I'm just saying. But all that being said, they still need
time to heal, though.
They do still need time to heal. You're absolutely right. But thinking about it less from a super deep perspective and more just keep it a little bit more surface right now, Ben, why do you feel like you need a certain amount of time before you go from one relationship to the next?
Okay, so in regards to this topic, especially with my boy Damian Lillard, I'm pretty certain there's plenty of women that are taking their shot at Dame, all right? Including GloRilla herself, all right, who isn't the biggest rapper.
Would you shoot your shot at somebody who's going through a divorce publicly?
Ultimately, if I have feelings for this person, I've been waiting for that moment, I'd go ahead and shoot my shot, and if it wasn't the right time, I'd remain your friend. All right, that's how I would go about it. But
do you feel like it's even real though? Because somebody just said, how do y'all know that Dame even wants her?
there we go.
Let's start there before we go into the possibility. So obviously to the person that just texted that, it's just all hypotheticals. You know, like we don't know. But low key, y'all, I'm going to try to get the tea and I'll report back. But that being, I'm not kidding. I'm so serious.
Go
But
ahead,
that
ask him.
being, I'm literally going to.
Yeah.
But that being said, because I need to know. That being said though, y'all, like, do you feel like it's like she's being serious because she made a public declaration? Like, don't you think if she was serious, she would slide in those DMs?
I mean, I think she was definitely serious, you know, because the thing is, like you said before, you can't really help who you like. So as soon as you actually do see something that you do like, you're like, damn, this person is fine as hell. This person looks really good. And GloRilla just happens to believe that Damian Lillard is one of them guys who she's attracted to. Now, the question is Damian Lillard going to shoot a shot back at GloRilla? I personally don't think so because, again, from Damian Lillard's standpoint, or even my perspective of just being a man, if you're in a relationship for so long, all right, and you've built something with this person, they actually had 2 kids together. He's not just he's not thinking about all these other women out here. He's worried about how he can actually protect his children and how he can raise his children and how he can protect them from the divorce that they're seeing. You know what I'm saying? Because their family just got broken up. All right, and we've seen this actually affecting Damian Lillard as he plays with the Bucks. So this is a mental battle that he's fighting. But in regards to the average man or a person who was in a long-term relationship, may it have been an abusive relationship, or maybe there was some domestic violence, or maybe there was nothing. Maybe it was just time for those two to break apart. I personally believe that you do need time to not only heal, but to relearn yourself, like re-figure out your own identity. Because as you said before, you know plenty of people who are relationshipers, all right, relationshippers. Okay, there are a lot of relationshippers that I personally know, all right, who since the time of them being 15 years old, they've been in and out of relationships. If they would have just stuck around and stayed alone by themselves and developed a relationship with themselves, they wouldn't be in and out of relationships, in my honest opinion. They'd have time to figure out who they are. Because after 1 lover, 2 lovers, 3 lovers, 4 lovers, this isn't just, the time you spent with them. No, this is the spiritual, this is the spiritual. You guys have to have a spiritual break. You have to relearn your whole entire spirit all over again, because you guys have got into a routine of doing everything and everything together. So with that being said, you got to take time to relearn yourself and reevaluate what you want in your life. I said this before to you. You may be a person who, when you were 20 years old, you loved the big butt and the fake boobs. You may have loved that when you were 20 years old. You're like, man, I need me a Kim K. I need me a Kim Kardashian. But as you turn 30 years old or 40 years old or 50 years old and you got to know yourself more, you was like, man, I don't even need all that, man. I just need a girl who down with me.
Your taste change.
You know what I'm saying? Your taste changes. I just need a girl who likes to do these things with me, or I need a man who just likes to do these things with me. You don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't have to be Tyrese Gibson. You only have to be right for that person, and I say this time and time again, but when it comes down to you meeting the people that you're supposed to meet in your lifetime, you're supposed to meet them in your lifetime, and some of those people you're supposed to leave behind. Not everybody's going to come with you, and then that may be a tough pill to swallow, especially when you told somebody each and every day that you love them. You wake up to this person, you may make them breakfast in the morning, you may know their favorite candy, all right, and you may give that to them each and every day because you know they love it. You know that they love it, but you may have went through a tumultuous period or a time point in your life that just forever changed you. And now you need a time for yourself to sit back and be like, you know what, man? I just need to remove every and anything around me right now because I have lost me. And the best relationship that you can ever have is the relationship that you have with yourself. All right, the relationship that you have with God, the lover and friends, whoever you comes after that comes after that. But you need to figure out how to love on you. All right, and once you do that, everything else will come back around to you.
Wow, Ben the philosopher.
I am a philosopher.
Come on, Ben.
Preach!
Preach, preacher. Let us know your thoughts on it. We're asking the question, do you feel like there needs to be a certain length of time before you go from one relationship to the next? Do you think that there needs to be a healing period of some sort? Or is it okay to just go from one to the next one without not a lot of time in between? And obviously it's situational.
It's definitely situational because you know what? And this is another point. Not saying that this is actually fact, but this is not even me, Truth Nation. This is the internet. This is the internet talking. All right, this is the internet talking. But things that people have been talking about on the internet about relations in between men and women. Again, this is another reason why even women need time to actually sit back and heal even more than a man does. And one thing that people would actually allude to as as this talking texter right now, and if you guys want to text in on this conversation, call in 833-212-1017. This texter, Draco, he goes on to say, look, not to mention, you also need to clear out the DNA from the deleted relationship. And what this person, I believe, is alluding to is the idea that there are women, or when men and women actually do have relations, all right, the sperm of that gentleman actually doesn't just bind to the woman's womb. It actually goes up to her brain and binds and connects with her brain. Going back down to the fact of why a lot of people believe that women do go crazy.
How long does it stay there?
Hey, this isn't the internet. I mean, this isn't Benjamin. This is the internet talking. But a lot of people would say,
like, are there multiple
that it stays
at a time?
It stays for years. It stays for years or more, a year's times period or whatever. But with that being said, those types of things are one of the reasons why you actually need to give yourself time to heal and get away from the relationship that you just was previously in. That's one of the biggest reasons why they say that when a man and a woman do end up having sex, it's one of these ideas where the woman ultimately ends up becoming a lot like her man that she's in a relationship with, because her sperm has binded to her actual brain. Now, with that same idea, with that same theory, imagine a woman who's been around and slept around with 20, 30 dudes before the time she was 40. You know, all those 30 different dudes who have been inside of her, their sperm has now connected to her brain. And if that's the case, now she has 30 different personalities.
You good,
she has 30
Ben?
different personalities inside of her.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you need time to heal.
Let us know. And if anybody's wondering, we're talking about Finding Nemo. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, for sure.
Not.
Yes, we are.
Some grown
All right, we'll be
stuff.
right back.
Ain't no kids watching.